So that's happening. Let's carry on. Let's see what else is going on. So House Crux. House Crux has some other business to attend to. Let's see what they get up to. So our blessed purple boys, home of the PC. They are 6th in the order this turn. And they begin with they have 7 faction credits. So House Crux, they have 7 because they have a party machine and they get 4. They are going to use their asset abilities. And I'm just going to copy and paste it over and we'll just process it as we go. So, they are going to use their asset abilities to activate their extended theater. They're moving the grav tanks from Hyra. They are moving the strike fleet from Diomikado to Tiber. And they're moving their psychic assassins from Demnoth to Orpheus. Though it may be too little too late to save Orpheus. We'll see. Okay, so let's process that. That costs 2 fact creds. So that brings them to 5, I think. Yeah, 5. Okay. And then Crux is moving their psychic assassins from Demnoth to Orpheus. They're moving their strike fleet from Dio to Tiber. And they're moving their grav tanks from Hyra to Imperial Prime. Wow. Crux tanks on Imperial Prime. That is also a serious deal, right? Like politically this would be like probably the rest of the Imperial factions, if they weren't so busy worrying about Orpheus and stuff, they'd be like, wait, there's tanks on Imperial Prime right now. That's a thing. Yeah, right. If you weren't dying, you might care. Yeah, okay. All right. So, that I think is that's what they're doing for their turn, and then they have an announcement for me to make. So House Crux has a statement. The Holy Land is in peril. The spiritual heart of the Empire is besieged by religious radicals, defiling the very sanctum of God. House Crux will lead its faithful to drive the terrorists from the sacred world. Imperial Prime must stand against the infidel. In the name of Almighty God, we undertake our struggle, our jihad. Damn, House Crux. Damn. That's kind of what happens when religious zealots seize control of the capital. That's right. That's right. Blessed are the fighters. I like it. All right, so the Crux jihad against the infidels has begun. I like it. I like Crux leaning into this kind of religious angle, and I super like that as a thing too in the game, right? Like this means if House Crux is going a little bit like fucking the Sacred Guard, right? This the Crusades shit. I'm excited to like change the way that the ship kind of like acts, right? Like maybe the captain will get replaced, or maybe there'll be like a new, more religiously focused. Yeah, the Crux Atreides. You right? Like yeah, the Fedaykin. Yeah, I'm excited. So it's nice. Like I have this warning, and we can slowly kind of move towards that becoming a thing. Yeah. Ooh, I love it. All right, cool. So, let's see. That is House Crux. All right. So next up, and I feel like the Trilliant Ring is like setting up their own backup empire. Like it feels to me like what the Trilliant Ring is doing here is just getting a bunch of planets together so that when the actual empire falls apart, they can be like, hey, what's up? Come join our shining Imperial remnant. Like, we love you, but now we're the boss. No, we're not doing that. I mean, if you're gonna be defeated by capitalists, maybe you need a different kind of capitalist to help you. I love it. It's great. Trilliant, you're doing a good job. All right, so Trilliant has a new goal. So their new goal is expand influence. So build new bases, right? They continued towards seizing Valua, so that's cool. And they are going to take the expand influence action. They're gonna take the action to go with it. So let's give them their money. They have 24 now. They get another 5 base and then 2 from their party machines, which brings them up to 27. But they're gonna buy a 1 HP. Nope. I just did the roll 20 thing where I tried to do the math in the cell. There you go. So they're down to 26 for the Trilliant Ring. So Trilliant Ring, you get a new base of influence. So let's go ahead and add that for you. Trilliant Ring, base of influence with 1 hit point. Yeah, it's 20, 24. No. So they started with, oh yeah, they started with 20. They started with 24, not with 20. That's true. I'm going on the math that they gave me, which maybe they did before their credits. They actually have 30. Because it was 24 plus the 5 they got. Yeah, they actually have 30. I know when you're that rich, you just don't care about 4 or 5 credits, Trilliant Ring, but let's try to keep it. I mean, they're the second richest. It's 31, but then it's minus 1 for the base that they're building right now. Yeah, nah, you're not dumb, Dastagger. So they're buying a 1 HP base on Pavis, which I'm sure will get a new name very soon. Cool. So, okay. And they moved up to 2 of 3, and they expanded influence, which gives them what, 1 more? They resolve that goal, and they're up to 4 experience because nobody is stopping them. Okay, great. So let's make a note in their faction turn. So they're gonna do their thing, and then I will read you their announcement. Okay, so goal completed, 1 XP, Pavis seizure, 2 of 3. Okay, hey, that rhymes. Okay, so that means that they are they're done. So Trilliant Ring, you'll need a new goal for next time. Enjoy your new 1 HP base of influence. The Trilliant Ring has an announcement. Wine acquired. Cheese in process. Cool. They're gonna have a party. They're gonna have a party at the end of the world. Okay. So let's take a look here. How about we do the CHR? So the Church of Humanity Repentant, and it's fine. You can repent on purpose because you want to, or you can repent because someone in Acre is pointing a gun at your face. Either one's fine. We're not picky. The Church of Humanity Repentant, they are going to continue seize Imperial Prime. So they're continuing. They're just going to be like, no, we want the throne. Give it to us. It's for me. It's mine. So obviously they're being heavily contested. And let's give them their money and then we'll talk about that. I know the CHR is great. They're just like, fuck you. Give me the throne. God. All right. So, they get 5 credits. Do you have any party machines, CHR? Party machine. Church of Humanity Repentant. One party machine. No, throne for me. Okay, so they have 6. They're locked into their Seas planet. They have to continue as long as anybody tangles with them. So they are going to they're being contested by the Trilliant Ring is locked in. They're red for a reason. They're locked in to a Seas planet on Valua. They can't back out of it. Yeah, they're in the middle of that. So the CHR, they're attacking. So on Imperial Prime, they're being contested by everyone on the planet who isn't part of the STO. So there's a lot of contesting, and they have chosen to use their demagogue to attack the Vagrant. They're going to attack Vagrant. So let's see here. Yeah, so much contesting. So let's write that down. So Seize Imperial Prime contested by like a lot of people. Attack Vagrant with demagogue. Vagrant defends with Psy-ass. All right, let's see how these psychic assassins how they do. So this attack is a CHR demagogue. It's a cunning versus cunning 2d8 for the attack. Cunning versus cunning 2d8. Defending with Confederation Psy-ass, which is no counterattack. Okay. 0 counter. Okay, so they're just going to try to hold the line. So let's see. That's right? Yeah, they're attackers, not defenders. They just need to block the the demagogue would have to go into hiding temporarily because of the threat of psychic assassins. And this looks like it is a 6v6, if I am not mistaken. 6 cunning, 6 cunning. Yep. All right, 6v6. Let's do that roll. All right, here's the attack. Demagogue attacks. D10 plus 6. Survey says 15. 15. Big demagogue. Big demagogue. All right, and then the defense. D10 plus 6. Oh, shit! Bam! All right, the threat of assassination, too strong. Too strong. All right, the recently pardoned pirates force the demagogue into hiding. Yeah, there will be no brunch for the CHR today. You only lose stealth when you attack, I believe. Oh no, used to attack or defend. You're right. So the psychic assassins are brought out into the light. So they do not have stealth. I don't think they had stealth to begin with, but it's fine. There we go. All right, Psy-ass is out in the light, and that is that. Okay, let's take note. So attack fails. No counter damage. Oh man. All right. Yeah, they didn't have stealth. Yeah, that's right. Okay. All right. The Church of Humanity Repentant has a statement to make. The hammer hits the nail. The gates of the Imperial Palace shake, and with it the Empire. They shake in fear, knowing all their sin will be judged, and there will be no forgiveness in this life. We tried to tell you, but in your arrogance you failed to listen, and now, with tearful eyes, we will deliver you to judgment. We must do what humanity is unwilling to do to itself. We are the Church of Humanity's repentance, and we will make humanity pay for its sins. I love the CHR heel turn. I love it. Like, I love the big heel turn on the CHR, right? This idea that they were like, we must repent, brothers and sisters, and they get slapped in the face, and they're like, fuck you. Go to hell. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. Heel, this is a face turn. I don't think so. Telling anyone that you're going to send them to hell or whatever, that's pretty, yeah. So that would be the kind of speech that the CHR demagogue is making before the Vagrant arrive, and then the demagogue's advisors are like, Your Holiness, we need to get you out of the streets. It's not safe right now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody is a heel. It's true. Cool. Thank you, CHR, for your turn. Let's see who's next. So next up, meanwhile, elsewhere, fucking making money. It's the Red Dogs Triad. So the Red Dogs, and I love this. This is such a fucking power move. At the beginning of their turn, the red dogs, they don't have a goal, right? So it's like, hey, it's the beginning of your turn. What do you want your goal to be? And they're like, nothing. Fuck goals. So they've been on Gleipnir for 3 turns now. The Gleipnir clock advances. The Red Dogs Triad have chosen not to get a goal. Now, for folks who pointed this out to me, there's some like weirdness in the adding up of the credits. We're transferring all the information from this spreadsheet to a new updated version of it soon that will hammer out some of these like little bits and pieces, and also add a little bit more functionality to the sheet. So we got it. Thank you for reporting any of the little busted bits and helping us fix it. I appreciate that. So they start with 6. They get a 1 income of 1, which brings them up to 7. And they are going to take the, I believe, they're going to take the use asset ability. Yeah, the reference cells aren't expanded to cover the new lines. Yeah, exactly. You got it. Okay, so use asset ability. They have a lot of things they want to do. 7 of them, in fact. Let's do them now. All right, so come on, spreadsheet. There we go. All right, so first of all, we'll bring it back to the beginning. We got some monopolies to activate. So on Tootham, they're using 2 monopolies on the Houses Minor. So that drains 2 faction credits from the Houses Minor. They're charitable donations and gives 2 more to the Red Dogs. Okay, no problem. 2 fat creds drained from the Houses Minor. And that's the result of some kind of like, let's see, what units are present? What HM units are present on Tootham? It's this covert transit net. Right? They're getting drained through this CTN. So the covert transit net, there's like bribery and other shady business here on Tootham, and the Red Dogs are raking it in through their 2 monopolies. They're like, yeah, listen, if you want to operate your CTN, you got to pay us. Yeah, trade tariffs on movement. Yeah. Charitable donations. It's fine. Okay, all right, so that's that action. And then they're going to use their shipping combine on Tootham to move itself, the 2 monopolies, and the marketers all to Lovelace. Interesting. Triangulum. What's going on? Could it be that House Triangulum has calculated the odds that the Houses Minor will continue to survive, and upon seeing doom approaching are courting new allies? I wonder. I fucking wonder. Nope. Sure. Why not? I'm super curious. Yeah. Or we'll see. Next turn, we'll see. Is it a hostile move? It could also be a threat. Who knows? The thing is, if you move into attack and then the faction you came to attack is gone, then what, right? Then we gotta like, you don't know what the situation is. Yeah. So, but this is a possible thing. This is something that could happen, right? Like House Triangulum could merge with the Red Dogs. Fictionally and practically. Yeah. All I'm saying is if you're not already thinking about it, Triangulum, think about it, Triangulum. Just saying. Okay. All right. So they're moving all that shit to Lovelace. So let's take a look. Well, like the STO doesn't have to be the same forever, right? Red Dogs are huge. They could separate totally. All right. And again, remember, alliances aren't real. They're made up. They're made up and fake. So let's see. What are they moving? They're moving the Tootham Monopolies and the Tootham Marketer. These all go to Lovelace. Not just to love. Okay. Okay. What just happened? There we go. Okay. So there we go. And also the shipping combine. Big Red Dog's influence on the Triangulum homeworld now. Yeah. Somehow I have to assume this is Booker's fault. Okay, all right. And then they're gonna use oh man, I think I might have Vagrant. I think I might have missed the defense order for you. Let me see what's going on. You may only have one thing to defend with anyway. So let me resort. If I did miss it, then we'll figure out a way to get through it. There's a lot of information. Sometimes these things happen. Let me check it out here. So, okay, let's finish with what we did here. Yeah, it may not actually be a defense. Let me check. I don't remember asking anybody about this, but I gotta look. You're right. There's no defense because it's a special attack. Thank you. Yeah, Asmodai, you're right. I just want to check. I'm always in like extreme alert mode when I'm doing these, and I assume that if something doesn't look familiar, I've forgotten something. So I like put the brakes on and I slow right down to make sure I did it right. So, okay. So that cost them 4 to finish that move, which brings them down to 5. Okay. Now they're using marketers on the Vagrant Covert Transit Net. So the marketers, that shuts them down, right? This is the like you have to pay thing, just like before. Let me double check how that works. So marketers, because we've only used these like once or twice. They're a wealth asset, and they test cunning versus wealth against a rival faction's asset. If successful, the faction must immediately pay half the purchase cost rounded down or have it become disabled and useless. That's right. So you just have to roll. So it's cunning versus wealth. Red Dogs versus Vagrant. So cunning 6 versus 6. Okay. Good. See? I mean, it pays to just go slow. It's getting to the point where these turns are long enough that I want to... Is it versus 3? What did I... Oh, I looked at Vela. Yeah, it's because I changed the name. Cunning versus Wealth. Yeah, 6v3. You're right. It's getting to the point where like these actions, they're so complex, and I want to go at them slowly enough. Like they just get longer as we go. So yeah, I wanted to take my time. Okay, cunning versus wealth. This is the marketers against the CTN. Let's just make that roll. D10 plus 6. Here's the attack. It is an 8. Okay. And the wealth defense, it's a tie. So in the case of a tie, it's unsuccessful. It's the same as a success. Okay, there you go. So it is a tie, which is a failure in this case. All right. Okay, so use marketers. Tie result, no effect. All right, use covert shipping on Bora to move lawyers from Pilopid to Kama. Lawyers on Kama. Uh-oh. Okay, so that's 14 red dogs go down to 4. Pilopid to Kama. Let's resort this way. Okay. So these lawyers go to Kama, and that costs them 1 faction credit. Which is 14 red dogs. So that should bring them down to... Oh, I got them already. 5 minus 1. That's 4. Okay, good. All right. Done. Use surveyors on Gleipnir Incorporated to move them to Yanaratso. Right, because they have the ability to move on their own. Okay. So that's fine. So surveyors from Gleipnir Inc., which is up here in Jelva, to where's Yanaratsu? There it is. Urbanized surface with zombies. Great. I like how the 14 red dogs are just like, we'll take all these shithole planets full of scary stuff. Okay, cool. Yeah. A team of surveyors The 14 Red Dogs are like, hey, you should go to Yanaratsu and survey it for us. And the surveying team is like, we don't want to be in a horror movie. Like a badass, like Chinese horror movie. I love it. It's going to be great. Sci-fi horror. I would watch that movie. Expedition to Yanaratsu. Zambonis everywhere. Okay, let's move them. Can the surveyors say no? Nope. All right, so that's from Gleipnir to Planet Zombo. You can do anything at Zombocom. Welcome to Zombocom. All right, so that's done. And what's next? What other shit do you want to do? Red Dogs? Oh, post-tech industry. And I think this is just roll for money, right? For post-tech? Yeah. Roll 2d6 and see what we get. I just love every one of these turns. Just reminds me how big and broad this universe is and how much cool shit. Like, you could run a campaign in so many different places. Okay, a 3 and a 1. They lose a fat cred and they gain a fat cred. Sometimes the economy, you win some, you lose some. So lose a cred, gain a cred. Spin the wheel. All right. Hot Dog Society, they have one more statement. They have a statement for me to make, and then we will carry on. The Red Dog Society would like to formally remind the sector of our evacuation and protection program, run out of the 404, a bouquet of crimson lilies for an illicit rendezvous. These are dangerous times, and while the price may be high, we wish to ensure only the best care. Remember that our society is solely built on the trust of our donators. You will be in good hands. I mean, zombies, though. Zombies, guys. Cool. All right. Thank you, Red Dogs Triad. Sorry, Red Dogs, whatever. Yeah, the Gleipnir clock continues to tick down. It was the first thing I did. Yeah, don't worry. All right. So, next up, the Unified Peoples Collective. So, they come in, they start with 9 faction credits, right? UPC? Yeah, you do. Start with 9. They gain 4, which brings them up to 13. They're going to activate. They're going to activate a bunch of shit. They're going to use the abilities of their assets. So, let's begin. Pretech Logistics to buy Zealots on Demnoth for 9 faction creds. All right. So that brings them down to 4. So they're going to buy Zealots on Demnoth. Fucking more corporate Zealots. Get out of here. There we go. Zealots. Wink on Demnoth. What are you going to do? Just give them an acre? Okay. They're going to activate their covert transit net to move a bunch of shit around. So let's organize them here. All right, the UPC, they are moving. Let's see, they're moving their Zealots to Lovelace. Okay. Okay, from Demnoth, they're new ones. They're moving their Demagogue from Prime to Lovelace. Oh yeah, that's right. And these guys are stealth. Yep. Okay. Thank you, Equus. Okay. So Demagogue to Lovelace, Zealots to Lovelace, and the Surveyors and Seditionists to Hakani. Surveyors and Seditionists. Hakani and Hakani. All right. And then now that the Seditionists have moved, they're going to act. So let's look at what that is. Okay, so they're going to attach the Seditionists to the High Church Commodities Broker. So let's see. The what is it? What does seditionists do? Let me see. They are cunning, I think. Probably. Here we go. For the cost of 1d4 fat creds, they attach themselves to an asset. Until they attach themselves to a different asset or no longer share the same planet, that asset cannot attack. Okay, let's roll the fat cred cost here. So it's going to cost them 1. Okay, cost them 1. Brings them down to 3. And that is, let's see here. That's on, what do we say? Hakani? This commodities broker. Can the PTL buy without a base of influence? That's a good question. I think I made a ruling on this. Let's take a look. I'm almost certain I made a ruling on this. And the thing is, PTL is like a post-tech. What is it fucking called? Yeah. I believe they've done, other factions have done it before. I remember seeing this and being like, no, this is fine. Post-tech logistics. That's right. I'll read the ruling. No, pre-tech logistics. A co-located base of influence is not a prerequisite for the use of this asset. Yeah, I knew I'd made a ruling on that before. It's fine to double check. Okay, all right. So anyway, seditionists, it cost them 1, which I believe that I charged them for. Yep. Okay, and then that locks this commodities broker, so that it can't be used. So let's make a note. Locked by UPC. Hold on. I'm going to put that in the right place. There we go. I guess I could just do the whole line. That makes the most sense. Doop. Okay. And then make a note on this particular commodities broker. I guess I'll use a comment. And this is locked by UPC Seditionist. Okay, and that means it can't attack or defend, which will matter later. Okay. Good. Done. The Unified Peoples Collective would like you to remember GATS, which is sort of a hypocritical thing to say when your friends are committing genocide, but that's fine. I mean, I guess we remember genocide. It's fine. Another Imperial planet getting genocided. We do remember. It's happened before. Everybody remembers. We all remember. No one has forgotten. They're not just nobles, though. That's the thing, Velcry. You're killing everyone. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and carry on. Yeah. Serfs are getting killed on Orpheus too. Lots and lots of them. Yeah. There's no moral high ground. You can't take the moral high ground when you're committing genocide. It's just not possible. You got to be okay with that. Okay. So the Houses Minor, much beleaguered. The Houses Minor are 11th in the turn order. So they are going to take the action buy asset to shore up their defenses. And they get 6 faction credits, which gives them 12. Okay, so Houses Minor, or oh no, and they lost. It'd be 12, but it's down 2 because they got pinged. So they're at 10. There you go. Okay. All right. So they start with 10 credits. And now they are going to... Oh, they have just enough money. Okay. So they're going to buy an asset. They're buying a treachery on Dio Mikado. But because they activated You have, oh, that's right. No, you have one more. I miscalculated. You have 11 because you have 7 income. It would have been 8, but it's down 1. So it's not 6. It's, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Thanks for the grab there. Thanks, Tegan. Okay. So, you start with 11. You lose, you spend, 5. So it brings you down to 6. Okay. And you get your asset. You get a treachery on Dio Mikado, and it's reduced by your previous result of your commodities broker. Okay, all right. Good. So that's, you got a treachery. Let's give it to you. Treachery on Dio Mikado for the houses minor. Treachery. Dio. Got it. Okay. Now they're going to use the transit web to move a shit ton of things around. And they should have plenty of money for all this. Okay, setting up for the next turn. Transit web on Aomori to open a line between Dio Mikado and Aomori to move the Book of Secrets from Dio to Aomori. Okay, Book of Secrets, Dio to Aomori. It'd be so cool to have like a visual representation of all of this, like that updated in real time. Oh man, that'd be so cool. Like a map where you could click and it would be like, here's all the shit that's on this planet. And like, oh man, dreams. All right. So, Book of Secrets, Dio to Aomori. Okay. Okay. And then Dio Mikado to Orpheus, transit web, to move popular movement from Dio to Orpheus. Okay, so there's more units on Orpheus. Okay. Transit web between Lodestone and Orpheus to move popular movement from Lodestone to Orpheus. Okay. Okay, good. Yeah, Sectors Without Number doesn't have, like, I wanted to grab from my spreadsheet because I don't like the faction tools in Sectors Without Number. Yeah. Okay, good, done. And then they had an order here to move the party machine from Orpheus, but it's dead, so. And then Tootham and Orpheus to move the CTN from Tootham to Orpheus. Like, oh, I'm sick of paying taxes. We're getting the fuck out of here. Okay, so Tootham to Orpheus. We out. All right, so you can't get bled anymore. All right. So that costs you 1, 2, 3, 4 faction credits. Yeah, not really taxes. They're more like yeah, you're just just paying. So that's 4, brings you down to 2. Okay. That's good. And then that's it. That's it for the Houses Minor. A shuffling of the assets. Thank you, Houses Minor. All right. Second last, but first richest. It's the Deathless Mercenary Company. The Deathless Mercenary Company would like you to know that they are balling out of control. It's all skulls and gold. So these guys, they are 12th. Yeah, Koshe is rich as fuck. So let me hold on. This spreadsheet does some weird things with it. This last turn by the High Church is so big, and that's why I have to like roll it back. Okay. So anyway, the Deathless, they're going to take a very simple action. They're going to seize planet. It's time. It's time for them officially. Time for them to officially own Thorg. Who wouldn't want a Thorg? It's the greatest Christmas gift. What do you get for the faction who has everything? Fucking Thorg. You get them a Thorg. Okay, so that means they're going to get their money, and then they're going to have to start, they're starting a seizure of Thorg. So I just like saying Thorg. All right. So let's put them in red here. It's the second one down. Okay. And they are Seize, Thorg, 1 of 3. Because there's no contest on Thorg. Okay. So they're gonna seize Thorg. They get another 5 credits, which puts them up to 45. You're so rich. So I've talked a little bit with the reps at Deathless about what they could do with that 45 credits, because it represents a lot of money. And I was like, I could see going into like another season, like creating another faction with that money, or like, you know, doing something really meaningful, because I think like 45 fat creds is a huge deal. Trilliant has 30. That's also a huge deal. So like, yeah, I want to give them something they can do with all that money. I mean, yes, Wealth of Worlds is an option, totally. But yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking about it, pondering some options. So they are seizing Thorg, which is great. That's cool. I'm proud of them. And they have something that they would like me to read. Transmission from HQ. Startup Operation Silicon Valley. End transmission. What's on Thorg? Well, I'm glad you asked. Scorpions. Fucking scorpions. It is a TL2 feral world. What else? What was the other tags that it had? A TL2 feral world with quarantine and warlords. So yeah, this is the training ground that Deathless used to train their soldiers, and now they're like setting up a base here. They're officially seizing control over it. Yeah, cool. All right, good. Thank you, Deathless. So we have one more turn, and it is a complicated one. So let's do it. We're gonna do one last big boy. So the final faction turn belongs to the High Church. So I'm going to reduce the size. I'm sorry if this is hard to read, but I need to have the box in view. So they are number 13, coming in number 13, taking the attack action. It's the High Church of the Messiah as Emperor. Now, before the turn begins, they have a statement for me to read. You cannot ascend beyond God. Burn bright, Valen, apostasy. Apostate. It's such a good word. Apostate. So they're taking the attack action. So they begin with 3 income. They get start with 3. They get 7 plus their 2 party machines, bringing them up to 12. So High Church, bringing them up to 12. We got to do a Panopticon Matrix stealth check. Panopticon Matrix. What planet are you on? You are on Demnoff. All right, is there anything stealth on Demnoff? Let's take a look. There is nothing stealthed on Demnoff, so the Panopt Matrix doesn't need to operate. That's fine. Okay. And now they're going to activate some shit and then start cracking skulls. So, yes, the UPC got stealthed zealots on Demnoff and then move them right away. Yeah, move them right away. So, okay, activate transit web on Andophiel between Andophiel and Hakani. Move some shit around. And then they're going to attack. So, first off, we got some movements. So let's do that. They go down to 9 fat creds for all these moves. And they're going to move... High Church, they're going to move their Demagogue from Andophiel to Hakani. So Demagogue on Andophiel moves to Hakani. Okay, that's 1. Between Marquise and Hakani. Where's the one on Marquise? There it is. Okay, so that moves to Hakani as well. Okay. That's the party machine. Okay. And And then the Panopticon Matrix, the Book of Secrets, the Popular Movement, the Cyber Ninjas, the Party Machine, and the Treachery, all from Demnoth to Hakani. Jesus. I mean, literally in this case. Okay, so, all right, Demagogue. We want to move everything from Demnoth, right? It's the Panopticon Matrix. Let's do these in order. To Hakani. The Book of Secrets to Hakani. The Popular Movement to Hakani. The Cyber Ninjas to Hakani. Oop, not hack. The Party Machine to Hakani. And then the Treachery to Hakani. From Demnoth. Okay. Demnoth just got fucking cleared out. Okay, here we go. So, attack orders. Let's go. Let's go to Hakani, shall we? So let's go ahead and I will add the attack orders. So first we've got all right, the Treachery is going to attack Acres Covert Shipping. And that is being defended by CHR's Post-Tech Industry. And I don't know. Let me take a look at how that's going to work here. So Covert Shipping. Oops. Okay. Church of Messiah's Emperor. Treachery on Hakani. Targeting Acres Covert Shipping. Okay, there's the target. And it's going to be blocked by the CHR's Post-Tech Industry. Okay, good. So it's High Church versus CHR. Church v. Church. Okay. And this is a wealth versus wealth attack. So it is 7 versus 5. Wealth versus wealth. 7 versus 5. The damage is... Oh, it's cunning versus cunning? Am I looking at the wrong line? Oh, yeah, totally. No, it's cunning. Yeah, it's special damage, right? I was looking at the wrong one. Okay. So it's cunning versus cunning, which is... Thank you. See, this is why I have you around, chat. Cunning versus cunning, right? I was looking at the highlighted one for some stupid reason. Okay, cunning versus cunning, which is instead 8 versus 6. 8 versus 6. Okay. And the Treachery is special, so S damage. Counterattack. Is there one? Because they're blocking with 1d4. Okay, 1d4 counterattack. Okay, it's a cunning attack, so the Panopticon Matrix confers advantage. But the Post-Tech Industry has the Theocratic tag, which I think they haven't used, right? They haven't used the Theocratic tag yet? No, Prism was the one I was thinking of that used their tag. Yeah, so it's both. They both have advantage. They both have advantage, and that's that. Now, I have orders for the Book of Secrets, so let's go ahead and start it up. So 2d10, keep 1, plus 8. This is the attack roll. Okay, it's a 17. Okay, and then advantage on the defense. 2d10, keep 1, plus 6. It doesn't matter. It's a 13. All right, so the attack is successful. Let's make a note. Okay. So CHR defends with covert or defends, sorry, with post-tech industry. It is a fail. And treachery is a special, and when it succeeds, the treachery asset is lost. 5 fact creds are gained, and the asset switches sides to join the faction. All right, so Acre loses their covert shipping. High Church gains 5. And the treachery goes away. Okay. Yeah, they converted. Right? They threw down their weapons. And so Acre, this covert shipping becomes... this becomes property of the High Church. Here we go. All right. Yeah. No, the post-tech industry isn't lost. Treachery works differently. It's not hostile takeover. Yeah, no. The defense fails. Treachery gets what it wants, and then takes over the asset. So there's covert shipping. Okay, all right. So they've had a religious. The people who run that covert shipping network have had a religious experience, and now they're part of the High Church. Cool. Okay. Good. So that one's done. Now a bunch of attacks against the Valen Ascendancy. So that means, okay, treachery deleted, and then covert shipping gained. Okay, there we go. All right, so first attack is a party machine against Vela on Hakani. The defense order for the High Church assets, Prism is going to defend with their party machine. So Prism defends Vela, right, with party machine. So this is a High Church versus Vela attack. So this is party machine here, right? This is the 10 HP party machine. And the defender is Prism Network on Hakani. Prism Network's party machine right there. Okay. All right. So, here we go. This is a cunning versus cunning. 2d6 damage. Yeah, High Church versus Prism. The counter attack is 1d6 because it's 2 party machines, right? Versus each other. And that is Prism. Cunning is 6. High Church Cunning is 8. Okay, 8v6. Okay, and the Church, because of the Panopt Matrix, has advantage on this roll. +8, 2d10, keep 1. And I kind of feel like I think they always just 2d8 keep. These are all cunning attacks. So let's see how it goes. All right, so here's the attack. Oof, only a 12. All right. 12 versus 1d10 +6. And here's the defense. That's a tie. Okay. So this is a tie. Let's mark the results. Attack damage, tie result. I'm going to try to keep these on as few lines as possible. Attack damage is 2d6. Yeah, they both hit each other. So attack is 7 and counter is... All right, 7 and 2. Okay, attack damage 7, counter damage 2. Okay, all right, so that's the first one. So that means Prism takes some hits. And that's good. Okay. All right. So Prism and them take hits. And oh, they got Blood the Enemy too. So this is another. How much damage do they deal on that attack? They just did 7. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. So this party machine is down to 8. And the Prism Network party machine is down to 3. Got it. Okay. All right. So next up is the same attack, I think. I think it's like the exact same thing. Party machine against Vela. Prism. Oh, no, this is they're switching. So this one, Prism is defending with... defends Vela with their Monopoly. Monopoly. Okay. All right. And then so it's the same stats and stuff though. Just the defense counter might be different. Counterattack on the Prism Monopoly is 1d6. Okay, it's all the same shit. All right. So, here we go. This is the attack roll. It's 2d10. Keep 1 plus 8. 16. And the defender is 1d10 plus 6. So 14. Okay, so the attack is a success. All right, attack succeeds. And it does 2d6 damage. 11 damage. Okay. I think a Monopoly has 12 hit points. I think. It does. Wow. Okay, so the Monopoly is down to 1 hit point. 1 short of a kill, which progresses the High Church. They get their goal. And I will make a note. All right, 11 damage. Goal resolved. All right, now popular movement. The CHR is blocking with their post-tech industry. Okay, CHR block with post-tech industry. And this is a popular movement attack, so it's different. So Messiah's Emperor, popular movement, it's 2d6. Counter is 1d6. Or 1d4, sorry. Okay, 1d4. And then it's 8 versus... same thing, right? It's cunning versus cunning. So CHR's cunning is... CHR, Church of Humanity Repentance, cunning is 6. Yep, so 8v6 for that one too. All right, a familiar roll. The attack is an 18. And the defense is a 14. All right. So 18 versus 14. This is a success. I might as well roll the damage. 5 damage. Okay. All right. So 5 damage to the CHR. Okay, that toasts it. So it destroys the post-tech industry on Hakani. Okay. All right. So attack succeeds. Five damage. Post-tech industry destroyed. All right. Cool. So that's good. And then we got Cyber Ninjas. The Cyber Ninjas are being blocked by CHR's post-tech industry. Nope, can't. Vela's covert transit network, if that still exists. On Hakani? Valen covert transit network? There it is. Covert transit net with 3 hit points. Okay. All right. So Vela blocks with the covert transit net. And okay, it's 8 versus 6. All right. So let's do damage stuff. And I'll make a note. Okay, so Vela block with covert transit. And the damage on a cyber ninjas, church cyber ninjas. They are 2d6, and the CTN has no counter. All right, 2d6, no counter. Let's roll. 15 versus 7. Okay, so it's a success. So attack succeeds. Damage for the church is 2d6. 9 damage. And I believe that destroys the covert transit net. Let's see. Yeah, the advantage on every attack is because of the Panopticon Matrix, which is a very expensive, very hard to get asset. It's very powerful. Yeah. Tier 8, tech level 5. It's like, it's pretty crazy. It's a very strong asset. Yeah. Okay, so that's the Covert Transit Network, which gets destroyed. Okay, all right. Battleground Hakani. Yeah, 30 credits. It's all of the money that Trilliant has right now. Okay. And then, lastly, the Demagogue. The Demagogue will rub it in. So this defense, let's see here. Yeah, and their commodities broker I just didn't include because it's locked. It can't attack. So the Demagogue, CHR's post-tech industry is going to block, but if that doesn't exist, the UPC's surveyors are going to block. Oh yeah, I already did their Blood the Enemy. They maxed it out like several attacks ago. Okay, so UPC blocks with surveyors. Okay, so let's take a look at that. Unified people. So the surveyors de-stealth. They're going to block. They have 1d4 for a counter attack. 1d4 for counter. All right. And then how much damage does a Demagogue do? 2d10? I think. Nope, 2d8. Okay. All right. And it's 8 versus 6. What's the UPC got for cunning? 8. Yeah, 8v6. Okay. Oh yeah, we'll check in. I'll talk to you a little bit about. We'll look at the locked asset. I think it might have unlocked when they moved it, but we'll get to there. This is all just the clear stuff. So exactly the same bullshit as before. Here's the attack roll. It's 14 versus the defense roll. A 9. All right. So that's a successful attack. So its damage is 2d8 against the surveyors. 12 damage. Okay. So the UPC surveyors are definitely dead. Okay. Let me mark the success there. Attack succeeds. Enough. It's like 12 damage, right? Surveyors destroyed. Okay. So I have an attack order for the commodities broker. I have an attack order for a commodities broker. And let's look at that commodities broker. I don't think it moved. No, this is the commodities broker that was just there in the first place. So it's locked. It can't attack, right? Because this is the commodities broker on Hakani, and then there's the seditionists. It's it. That's it. The commodities broker is locked in, can't fight back because it's undergoing some minor sedition. Okay, all right. No, it's not Demnoff. We're talking about Hakani right now. Let me go back and look at that seditionist order. The sedition order from the UPC was attached seditionists. Oh, maybe it was the Demnoff one. Maybe I did the wrong one. Hold on, let me look. So it just, the order I have here is just attach seditionist. No, the seditionist, there's only one seditionist. So they're on Hakani. Never mind. We're overcomplicating this. We got it right. Yeah. We're good. Yeah. Okay. Again, doesn't hurt to double check. Okay. All right. So lots of apostates getting burnt up. And then to finish their turn, big church boys have transit web they need to activate to move some shit around. So they're moving commodities broker to Imperial Prime. Here's that fucking commodities broker. So that's cleared now, right? Because this thing, they leave. So we clear the formatting for that one. Okay. Boop. So that's fine. Okay. So they're good. They leave because that's how you break sedition, right? It's like if you until they attach to a different asset or no longer share the same planet. Yeah. So they're just like, listen, you need to go back to Prime and fucking relax. Okay. So they move to Prime. That costs them a credit. Cost them 1, brings them down to 13. And then they're going to move covert shipping from Hakani to Berkman 3. Covert shipping. Which, does it not exist anymore? Did maybe that one get destroyed? Covert shipping. Where are you? High Church of Messiah as Emperor. Covert shipping. There it is. Hakani to Berkman. All right. Great. Done. And they didn't even need to use their Book of Secrets. That is that, I think. Okay. Great. They have no statement because they made their statement at the beginning of the turn. And that is that. That's it for our faction turn, my friends. We've completed it. There was a request. There was a request from, and I wanted to address this on screen, and talk about it just a little bit. So, sometimes faction stuff shifts around, and there was a request from Vela to, change their faction tag. So let me pull up they asked me to do this, and this is part of my, like, they put in the order, and I don't resolve it until the end of the thing so that everybody knows what the tags are like. I didn't want to spring it in the middle of a thing, so I want to talk about it a little bit. So let me find my notes, my patch notes. So we have no major changes coming for the next turn, which isn't going to happen until the end of January. We're taking like Christmas off, basically. So build lore, make up holiday shit, recover from your wounds, think about what might happen if your faction gets destroyed. But no major changes. We're considering a change to the way that trading works. I haven't decided how I want to do it yet. There's going to be some slight shifts in the way that the trading works. So I reviewed a petition by the Valen Ascendancy to change their faction tag. So they wanted me to change their faction tag from, what is it right now? The library one, I think. Preceptor Archive. So Preceptor Archive. They wanted me to change it from Preceptor Archive to Deep Rooted. So Deep Rooted is, it says, this faction has been part of a world's life for time out of mind. Most natives can hardly imagine the world without this faction's presence, and the traditional prerogatives and dignities of this group are instinctively respected. The effect is that the faction rolls 1 additional d10 when defending against attacks on assets on their homeworld. If the faction ever changes homeworld, this tag is lost. So I spent a month thinking about it. They made a well-researched case, but at this point, I just don't see that as being fictionally appropriate. Unfortunately, despite the case that the Ascendancy put forward, I just don't think that this government or these people they don't fit that description. The proposal was in-depth and well thought out, but there's no reason to believe that Vela particularly is any more deep-rooted in their culture or this homeworld than any other noble house. And at this point, we can't find in favor of the change. Yeah. It's cool, but it's not, it just isn't. I don't think it's appropriate. Yeah. So yeah, that's how we're going to do it. If people have changes that they need, or they think are appropriate to their faction or homeworld, or they have big like rules things that we want to talk about, I will process them in advance, right? I will process them for like, we'll process them for the month, and they will not take place until the end of the next faction turn. Yeah, so if we have any more rules, we'll be putting patch notes together. I am thinking about, with the Mechanisms Council, I'm thinking about what I want to do about trading, but that's been our turn. It's been a bloody one. Many lost assets, tons of damage. And as far as like faction death goes, and we've talked a little bit about this before, essentially the faction itself will die, right? If they lose all their hit points. And members can join other factions. And I think any faction that is not the Houses Minor simply will cease to exist, right? That is how it will go. If the Houses Minor lose all their hit points, because they were built to be fragile, if they lose all their hit points, I will, the faction that takes the killing blow, right? That suffers the most damage. So for example, if homeworld damage to Orpheus kills the Houses Minor, the Houses Minor Council, the Astral Synedrium, will come apart. It will cease to exist. Orpheus, as an organization, House Orpheus, the House of Lyra, it will die. It will go away. That subfaction will be deleted. We'll archive the channel. People can take the month to finish up whatever they need to finish up, and then we'll write the story of the death of House Lyra or whoever. The other houses can propose sub-house factions. So like if I'm going to say it's going to take at least 3 houses to form a new faction. So if like Triangulum, Reticulum, and Eridanus came to me and they were like, we want to be a new house, a new faction, we could create a new smaller faction for them. Solo houses are too small. The reason why they cannot exist is because they simply do not have the ability to count as a faction. You are just too small. We do not care about you individually. You have to join another faction. That's just not how it goes. Yeah, I mean, maybe Deathless or Trilliant could buy you some new shit. But no, you're just too small. You would essentially become like the population of any other world that is TL4 that doesn't have a faction. Yeah, a minor house could join they could join with a major. Yep, totally. Yeah. If House Fornax or House any of the other factions, if they would like to embrace one of the Forgotten Children, then yes, we could definitely have them absorbed. Yep, totally. That's a thing. You could also like give up your nobility and join a corporation, or you could join with Trilliant or Acre, I guess, or Prism if you wanted to. So merging factions is fine. And we wouldn't, if a faction dies and they merge with a lesser faction, like one of the minor houses, I would not punish those other factions for that merge, right? There would be there'd be a cost for the merge for sure, but I wouldn't use the normal merging rules because you're not merging with a faction, you're adopting orphans. So I would figure out a way to make that happen where there is a cost, but it's not as punitive as merging, right? Because merging is brutal. So yeah, it would be adoption, not merging in the case of the Houses Minor specifically. Yeah. Being absorbed means you get to continue existing. Like, that's the benefit. Like, you don't lose your individual identity necessarily. You would become, all of you would become members of that faction. Right? Like, if the Deathless absorbed Aquila, there no longer be an Aquila, but everybody would be allowed to continue saying like, we're House Aquila. We have our own, you'd have your own channel, but like we would do like we do with the Houses Minor. Yeah, we would let you join. So there's lots of opportunity. Think about that. Make up lore. Try to figure out how you want to do that. But I think that's how we would do it. You would become part of that faction. You would be able to retain your unique identity, but you would be a vassal state essentially, or like a child state of those. Yeah. So that's how that goes. I would love to see some lore about how the clear and obvious Acre genocide. Like, obviously the lore from the Empire is going to be like Acre bad, genocide bad, because that's true. Yes. But I would love to see, I'm paying very close attention to how the CHR, the UPC, the Valen Ascendancy, like, you've lost your moral high ground, right? Your close allies are destroying culture, murdering economy. They are killing innocent people who never bought into this war. It's not a war. These are war crimes. And I want to know what that looks like for you. I'm really curious about that. And I would like to remind everybody, whether it's the Empire or the STO or whoever, alliances are fake. Now, I will say one last thing about the Houses Minor situation. In an attempt to save themselves, if the Houses Minor would like to excise Orpheus, right? Excise House Lyra, or any other house they believe to be under threat, they can kick them out and retain their status as a faction, but they will be lessened by it. Yeah, it's certainly possible, but like, you know, it does represent a significant like downgrade in your, yeah, that's right. So I'm just letting you know it's an option. So yeah, this has been faction turn number 7. We are going to we're gonna take a hiatus for the rest of December, and we will do our next turn at the end of January. So we've got lots of time to fiddle with rules. I might make I take this time to make some changes to the way that some of this stuff works, like trading. I'm going to consider looking at the current behavior of the alliances and see if there's anything that needs attention, because I'm starting to wonder if maybe some merging might need to happen. STO. Yeah, cool. All right. So that's our turn. Thank you everybody for participating, for your ongoing support of the faction turn by way of your participation. And I hope I will see you again next time. Remember, if you're interested in the universe of Far Verona, there's this little fan fiction thing that I do with Anne and Mark and Bronze and Max over on JP's channel. Yeah, we have this little like in-universe fan fiction game that we play using Stars Without Number. So if you want to see my personal Acheron Row fan fiction, you can see that over on ImageJP as part of the RollPlay family. I will see you in the Discord, everybody. Thank you for your efforts. We'll see you next time. Bye.